Hey, 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 Open Eye friends, Facebook Live, baby. All right. Let me include me in. I'm ready to get started here. All right. There we go. Hi, friends, Facebook Live. Live friends, Facebook Live. All right. Start the watch party on my phone. Yes, in there. Yeah. Start the watch party on my phone. In there. Start the watch party on my phone. Friends, all right, let's get them started. Get my theme music on. Good morning, y'all. WHGE 95.3 FM, the information station, the education station. Coming up, the Open Eye. Feel the music coming? Come on. Yeah. All right. I see you sharing. I know you're there. All right. Those of us that indulge in or commit intellectual violence don't do so for the pleasure of mental masturbation or even living. We do so because changing the pressure is deep and difficult. Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM. Yes, indeed. I am Patrice Gibbs, your third eye optometrist, and I've brought a vat full of advising for you this morning. That's right. And like I always tell you, hey, let your friends know, tell your cousin, tell your mama that we are on the air. Yes, I know you could not wait until Saturday morning at 11 a.m., but you don't have to wait until Saturday morning at 11 a.m. to tune in to WHGE 95.3 FM because we have a full week's full week programming for you right here on the education station. For instance, today, I think this is, no, it's not the fourth Saturday, but on the second and fourth Saturday of every week, we have Voices of the Delaware Africa Coalition. That's at 1. That's an hour after I go off the air. Now, when I go off the air, you know, you're going to listen to some swinging jazz music while you wait for Dr. Kalichi Lawrence. At 4 on Saturdays, we have Eddie J's Sports Zone with host Ed Johnson. Ed Johnson, my big brother and old friend from way back. He lets you know exactly what's going on in the sports world. That is followed at 5 by the Weekend Review with host Alan Lawrence. I like to call him Dr. Alan Lawrence because he has a PhD in information. He lets you know what happened. All right, and of course that is followed at 6 by the Daily Show, Black History Facts and Reflections, which is hosted by our illustrious leader, Mr. Harmon Carey. And being right now we are joined on the air by my man Nsoromma, who just entered the station. What's up, brother?
Yeah.
Come on, yeah, come on, pull up.
Good?
That's word. What's good? That's word. I see you brought a guest with you.
Yeah.
We're getting in here. We're getting in here. That's word. What's up, brother? How you doing? All right.
Brother Bear.
All right. Big ups. All right, let's get that.
Let's
Get that handshake.
Let's get that correct, brother.
Yes, sir. Brother Patrice. All right. And like I said, you know, we got a full week of programming for you. So I will go into that a little bit later. And right now, let me see. I'm going to do something I've been doing this week here. I mean, the last couple of weeks. Set the stage here. All right.
Brethren.
Brother.
Brethren.
Pull your mic up here. All right. Where are we? I want to get something going here. Where is it? There it is. All right. Yes, indeed. Like I said, this is the education station, and you're going to get some education today. You can believe that. Yeah.
Yaga, you know what it is. Open Eye Radio about to pop off right now. 95.3 WHGE Radio. You dig me? Hosted by Pat Gibbs. Yo, we got a special guest today. You know what I'm saying? What's good, money? What's good? Yo, we're going to drop plenty of science on y'all. So, yo, tune in. We ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Dropping real knowledge.
All right.
Rah. Hey, yo, comment too. Don't play no games. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. Yo.
Hold up, bro. Hold up. All right. I've been doing something to open the show the past few weeks. This is I call this my identifier. Okay. The reason you hear that African beat in the background.
Right.
I'm a black man. The blood of the Nile flows through my veins. The pounding of the drum is the rhythm of my heart. The wisdom of the ages dwells in the recesses of my soul. Oneness with the Creator sustains my spirit. Mother Africa cried for me in anguish, for I was ripped from her womb in my infancy. Neither capture, slavery, oppression, segregation, miseducation, integration, assimilation, immorality, nor manipulation could deafen my ears to Mother Africa. Seek your brother and sister, she cries. Nothing can stop me when I stand with my brother and sister. Take heart, my brother and sister. Tomorrow could be ours if we would seize the day, for we have always owned the night. We are Africans. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay, the Open Eye is brought to you by the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, the founders and builders of the Pearl Center, the veteran-specific apartment building. Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, changing veterans' lives. Okay, let's try this again. It's not the fictitious Willie Lynch syndrome, nor is it a biblical fairy tale written by our oppressors. What truly plagues us is the monopoly that our evil oppressors have over our minds. Their ability to control what we believe, especially about ourselves, is their greatest weapon. Until you wake up to this fact, you will always be a slave. The growth of Black consciousness means a threat to European dominance. This is the real reason why the white elites work so hard to keep Black people ignorant of their past greatness. It is also why they keep Blacks believing the fraudulent worst about themselves. Wake up! There's really only one African culture. Africa's cultures are really subcultures or denominations of the overarching African culture shared by all Africans world over. See, we're built for this. We've conquered our demons. We've been broke, paid, lied to, taken advantage of, cheated on, hungry and full. Our name has been dragged through the mud more than once, and every time we pick it up and wash it off. That's why we're self-made. We came a long way, but we still have a long way to go.
True. What's up, everybody on Facebook? Good looking out for tuning in. What up, friend Deanie? You know what I'm saying? Dave. Yo, Rel. What's up, Mark?
All right. We got your roll call on, right?
Yeah, Lisa.
And I have to do the same thing.
Right. You know, shout out to support. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely shout out to support.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, Kev? Keep tuning in.
Yes, Sherry Bryson is there.
What's good? That's right. We're going to drop some signs today.
Yes,
so, yo, I'm glad a lot of people are tuning in. You know what I'm saying?
I'm most definitely glad of that. Always glad for people tuning in. Like I said, you know, I brought a vet, and I'm sure y'all helping me with that. I brought a vet.
You bought a what?
A vet. A barrel full of Visine for that third eye.
Oh, okay.
That's love.
Yo, DJ K, what's good, DJ?
Buddy.
What's good? How was your weekend?
Your
week.
It was crazy. It was really crazy. Might have to have an operation on my foot. What's wrong with y'all? I know that one. Come on now with the disclaimer.
The views and opinions expressed on Open Eye are those of the host, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM nor our sponsor.
Hey, yo, if y'all got any questions, link up with us. You know what I'm saying? Ask the questions. Type it in. Talk to us. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I double played that disclaimer or not, but I like to get that in there because, you know, what we say is our own. One of the things that you will see on the new WHGE website when it's up and running, right, is the fact that we are not corporate controlled. We are independent. We give honest social commentary and fearless report on what's going on out here. All right. Now, one of the things we gotta just to update us on is this thing with Gayle King, and Kobe, and Snoop, and this whole Susan Rice, and these, you know, all these
Charles Barkley had a nerve to say that. Did you hear about that? I was like, yo,
he a clown.
Why black people just can't shut up?
Yeah.
I mean, mind your business on certain things that don't have anything to do with your opinion on me, anything.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, you just want to step into the party because everybody at the party, and you know, you want to say something now.
Attention whore.
You know what I mean?
This is straight up attention whore. That's what my man is. You know what I'm saying?
He said attention.
Yeah, attention whore. I have no respect for this brother, man. I haven't for a long time.
Who? Charlie.
Yeah, you know, I'm disappointed with Snoop for busting up with this apology. Okay.
I mean, some things you gotta apologize for. I mean, his last statement, you know what I'm saying?
He went overboard.
He didn't even go overboard. It was true stuff. I mean, it ain't
when he called her the B word.
I mean, that was good. I didn't have a problem with that. The problem was when he said, "You keep running your mouth, who's gonna come get you?"
Yeah,
you understand? And that's taking it. That was too far. That was too far. That was beyond the point of the argument or the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before it was just argument and conversation, and then when he went past that point, you know what I'm saying? The terroristic threatening.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Now that put it on the borderline where homegirl had to come in and say, "Yo, look, you better leave her alone."
Yeah, Susan Rice.
Right.
Susan Rice. Right.
You know, Snoop can say something, and he knows so many people, two different gangs, and they can take one of Snoop's words.
Well, you have to understand
apply it. You know
Susan Rice is too.
Oh yeah,
Susan Rice, former Obama official. Well, Susan Rice, was she on the what do they call that? National Security Council. Yeah. You know, Susan Rice
there.
She deep state.
Yeah, she's up there. She above all the federal FBI's, all of them. She can control all of that. Yeah. She's sending to you.
She can call in some stuff that put you in a bad spot, and I understand that.
Right. That's why he better apologize. You know what I'm saying? Legally, that was terroristic threat.
It was, and it could have caused him some problems. Right. You know, what he really did was take away from what the real issue.
Right. That's what they do.
The real issue was on what Gayle King did, because the real issue on what Gayle King did was a constant attack on the black man.
Right.
Because, you know, Gayle King is part of that black male, what does they call it? Black toxic masculinity. Okay. Any black man that is not a little sweet or a little moist, they got a problem.
Right. And we being men like we are, we don't have no physical, no female, nothing inside of us to where as though we're going to project that in like our lives. You know what I'm saying? You have problem with strong black men. Exactly. I mean, and smart, strong black men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They definitely ain't feeling that.
Right.
They definitely ain't feeling that. As a matter of fact, like one of the main Negro key and bedwenches in this toxic black masculinity movement is Issa Rae, comedian and HBO star, who actually advises black women to marry either Asian or white men. This is how deep that thing is. Okay, so you know, I have no respect for her, no respect for star mammy Oprah or her pompadour Gayle King.
I mean, it's crazy, man, how they just brainwash us so bad that we attack our own people on a level beyond their level almost.
Right.
That's some shocking, really shocking.
Yeah, that really is, man. You know? Well, I tell you what, you know, if you don't get it right in your mind and understand what these people are doing, you know. See, here's the thing. This is the thing about people like that. And if you don't catch on to what they're doing, Neely Fuller teaches us, if you don't understand global white supremacy, everything else will confuse you. Oprah, Gayle King, and people like them are surrogate white supremacists. Okay? Now, what surrogate white supremacists are doing, they have no plan on doing anything to, you know, eradicate or you know, destroy white supremacy. They are looking for, and too many of us, for this is true for it. Right. They are looking for a comfortable niche within the system of global white supremacy.
Right. They looking for that comfortable slot.
Right. And what you have to understand is that global white supremacy has a plan, especially for black people. They will exploit us, they will enslave us, or they will kill us.
Absolutely.
Understand that. This is the Open Eye.
WHGE 95.3 FM. Yeah.
Join the day by
Brother Bay.
Coming up. Swinging.
What's good? Y'all enjoying it so far? Let us know. You know, hit us up. You got anything to say? Come on, don't be playing. We'll put you to the test, see where your brain at.
Now, my girl Sherry said that Snoop apologized, but what she say? But Gayle King never apologized.
No, Gayle King accepted it. I heard.
Yeah, she accepted his apology.
Accepted it, but she ain't never apologized to Kobe and them family.
Right.
I mean, right. See, I mean, if you strong enough to dish it out, you supposed to be strong enough to retract it and apologize for the mistake, or if they took it wrong. You know what I'm saying? She don't care about it.
Yeah.
They don't. I mean, they don't care. And Oprah, she went and did an interview with this murderer that murdered and raped about 100 people.
Spiritual.
Yeah,
her spiritual advisor.
Yeah,
he's a rapist.
Yeah, she trying to get him out of jail. He done raped 100, 12, 13, 11-year-old girls. I mean, no, exactly. But yet you want to. Hey, I don't understand our people, man. When you know, money is the root of all evil, and that's what makes that true. Because
the love of money is
right, the love of money. Because some people love the money so much they don't love nothing else but that.
Yep. And
they don't even love their self. They'd rather have the money than they self for real.
How about that?
Oh my God. That's deep.
Yeah, it is.
You want the money? You ain't even around a minute. You can't even do nothing.
Nope. And I'm gonna address that at the end of the show too. I ran. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. WHGE 95.3 FM. It's Black History Month, y'all. Oh yeah. The good news: the 13th Amendment ended slavery. The bad news: the 13th Amendment created racist mass incarceration. Exactly 155 years ago, on what was it? January 31st. We passed January 31st, so not exactly 155 years ago. January of 1865, the 13th Amendment was passed by the House of Representatives following Senate passage 9 months earlier. Although that amendment says neither slavery nor involuntary servitude shall exist within the United States, it also says except as a punishment for crime. In other words, Northern congressmen allowed Southern congressmen who were traitors who had engaged in or promoted an armed insurrection against the U.S. government to add that except language in order to permit Southern states to concoct vagrancy, loitering, curfew, and other similar black codes for the purpose of arresting, prosecuting, jailing, and convict releasing millions of recently freed black men, women, children, and their descendants. This was the birth of racist mass incarceration, which continues to this day.
Correct. And that's the prison system.
That's the prison system. Mass incarceration. Of course, it was pumped up. Yep. It was pumped up, of course, during the drug war game by Nixon and Reagan, and really, brought to the fore with the 1994 crime bill, which is, really caused mass incarceration on unprecedented levels.
Bill Clinton did something too that was...
Yeah, he signed the law bill, the 1994 law bill.
Oh, that's what he did?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing he did...
Yeah, Joe Biden, in case y'all forgot,
he did that too.
He wrote the law. He wrote the 1994 law bill.
Right.
Don't forget that. That's word. Well, yo, brother, let's move right along here and introduce us to the brother. See if we can make some room here. So we can get the brother over in here, Brother Bay. Now, I'm gonna start off right now that I'm gonna inform you that my brother Nsoromma I'm not sure how long ago he declared his sovereignty. Okay, how long has it been, brother?
Well, it's been a few months.
A few
you know
months?
What I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sovereignty only means, just standing on your own, handling your own business, taking care of your own business. That's
Okay.
the only thing sovereignty means.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And the government right now has control of your sovereignty from your birth certificate. So you can just go back and claim your sovereignty by filing the UCC-1 form, and that's basically putting your interest back into you, which you are interest. You're your own interest. You know what I'm saying? And right now, the government is working in your interest, and that's basically how you became.
What I've been trying to understand is, the benefit of declaring your sovereignty. And now I'm gonna be straight up with you. I have not seen the benefit. Okay, let me turn that camera a little bit. Okay, I have not seen the benefit. I'm not, now turn the camera a little bit because I'm cut off here. If you can, you might have to turn the whole
This
screen.
is my phone.
Yeah, I know, because I can see it on your phone. See, what's showing on your phone is also showing on this. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I'm cut off on your phone. Okay, all right. Sorry about that, brother.
I would say that.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got your okay. You didn't hook
Line.
into the. Okay, you got your own line. Okay, your own line.
Popping too.
Oh, okay, cool. So, like I said, I personally, and I'm sure a lot of people, I don't really see where it's real beneficial, not only as individuals, but to the overall Black community to declare your sovereignty. Why is it beneficial? What's up with that, Brother Day?
Well, to my knowledge,
yeah. Come up to the mic. Come up to the mic, brother.
To my knowledge, I'm not super informed.
Okay.
I'm fairly new myself.
Okay.
With like my brother said, when we obtain our sovereignty, it's taking control with the like you said, with the birth certificate. When we were born into the world, through ignorance, our parents sold us back into slavery by way of the birth certificate.
Okay.
And that's how, like, the state is able to come, because on that contract, it's a form of contract, the birth certificate.
The birth certificate, okay.
And our parents did that through ignorance. On the top of it, it says State of Delaware.
Okay.
Ward of the state.
Okay. So then it makes you a ward of the state.
Right.
As soon as you come into the world.
When she signed a birth certificate. And also what I've learned throughout that birth certificate, every child born in America is supposed to receive $650,000 to $750,000.
Okay.
But this particular government downplays it, and they give it to you in a trust, and that trust is that birth certificate, which is the bond. You see what I'm saying? That's how they're able to take over your sovereignty, because they at first take in control of your money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when they taking control of your money, they going, okay, being so you don't know how to properly manage money, we're managing it for you. Okay. And that's how they able to put your money, your birth certificate in your name, in businesses, and do internal and external trade for you as a corporation, because your name on a birth certificate is in all capital letters. That's not you. Okay. You understand?
Okay. That's the corporation.
That's the corporation, which is called the straw man.
Okay.
Now, your straw man, your birth certificate guy, that's who works in all this this whole monopoly game that they play for us that don't know about our sovereignty.
Okay, so how does taking control of your sovereignty, what does it do to offset that? I mean, does it allow the U.S. government, put the U.S. government in a place where they can't use your sovereignty? Because from what I understand, one of the things is that they use this straw man or corporation that you are to borrow money against.
Not only borrow money against,
Okay.
They can beat you. Everything that applied for the slave owners in this 13th Amendment that you just said, that's where it lies.
Okay.
In the birth certificate.
Okay.
And it goes from this to the birth certificate.
Okay.
And now we can do it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now, what I've learned is, okay, that straw man that has that money, that bond, that money that they're flipping and quadrupling and quadrupling it, it has interest that's accumulated on it.
Can you draw this interest?
They're drawing it already.
Okay.
But
as a sovereign,
but listen, that's when you can draw it.
Okay.
That's how you draw it. You understand?
Okay.
You go, you claim your sovereignty, and then you don't touch anything. You leave everything in place.
Okay.
And you say, okay, the interest check that you're receiving from my SQV trust, because it's a trust.
Okay.
You understand? And you say, I want you to direct that them interest payments to this bank account.
Okay.
And it be yours.
Okay.
You're a physical one that you have now, that if you have one or not, you know what I'm saying, up in the regular bank. And that's how you become independent. Now that interest check may be $230,000 every four months.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Have you known of anyone that's been able to draw that money?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's one that I need to know about. That's one.
White people that live out in them big giant houses that you see out and past Bernie 100, any of them rich big houses that you see,
they
know
about
this.
They know about this.
They know about all this money. They know that their name is a SQV trust. We're the only ones that don't know about that as a black community, as black people.
Okay.
You understand?
Well, and I hear what you're saying, bro. The
more I get into it and understand how it's set up and how the manipulation began, I understand more on how to avoid the things that they have in place for us.
Okay. Well, let me move to this. Where did the sovereign movement begin? Do you have knowledge on that?
The sovereign movement began from the beginning of time.
From the beginning,
you're a sovereign as soon as you are born.
Okay.
You come in the world alone, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You die alone.
I hear you. Okay.
We're sovereign because when we come into the world, we're God beings.
Right.
God is sovereign.
Okay.
God is the creator.
Right.
So that makes us sovereign.
So that makes you sovereign. Okay.
Absolutely.
Where did declaring your sovereignty come into play in the American society? Let me put it like that.
Well, what's really sad about that? We shouldn't have to declare any sovereignty because we're already sovereign.
Right.
Okay.
But the government,
the way it's designed, they make you think you have to
abide by their rules.
Put in a petition to be.
Okay. If you don't, okay. When you declare your sovereignty, here's how I see it. When you declare your sovereignty, you basically withdraw yourself from
the government,
from the society,
and it's
from the society,
no,
not
from
just
the government, from the system.
From the system. That's a good word.
Out of the system.
You're stepping out of the system. When you step out of the system, okay. For instance, when you step out of the system, there are certain things that we do within the system just to operate.
That you're programmed to do.
Well, no, I'm not programmed, that we operate within the system. For instance, I know a young lady that declared her sovereignty, okay? And as far as her children go, her children don't have a birth certificate.
Okay.
Okay. Now, that sounds like she has removed herself from the authority of the system.
Absolutely.
Okay. But her children can't go to school.
They can homeschool.
But she's not qualified.
Sure we are. We're God beings. We can do whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
How can somebody tell you how you're going to teach your kids?
How you going to teach your kids?
Right. I mean,
I'm a big proponent
come up with
on self-education because I was self-educated.
Exactly. That's what your parents
I was a big proponent on that.
They had their own sovereignty. That's why
she
did that.
No, but they hadn't declared their sovereignty.
They didn't know about the paperwork, but they were applying it.
Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like I said, she could not operate within the society. Now, because she is not economically sound enough to provide for her children, now what does she do? Because she can't go and get social services. She can't get housing, okay? And she is really in a really tough spot being sovereign and outside of the system. What is she to do?
That's what the system wants you to do.
Okay.
They want you to depend on them. You understand?
I understand. So she can no longer depend on the system, or she is no longer desirable. It's no longer desirable for her to depend on the system. Okay. What entity is going to step up? You know, like, and I say it like this because understanding ancient Kemet, and that they took care of their own. Who is going to step up to show her the way to survive outside of the societal rules?
When you get an interest check of $240,000,
but she's not getting that check.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what sovereign do. Once you learn,
okay, sovereign does that, but she's not getting that check.
But she ain't do the full process,
yes,
obviously, because she'll be getting an interest check.
Okay.
If you did the full process, it's not a halfway thing. You do it all the way to claim your stake. If you're not claiming your stake, you're still going to be in this world what you're saying.
Okay.
Because I don't know nobody that puts $100,000 or $1 million in the bank and then they don't.
Who's holding this money?
The government has the money.
And you think the government is going to give up anything to black people who they are planning genocide on?
But it ain't about them. They don't see that because the government is all about black and white paperwork, period. There's no physical being in there. Everything is paper. Everything is fictitious. Everything is fake.
Okay, everything is fake, but this is all operated.
Even the money she's looking for to help get her food is fake.
But this is all operated by men. Whether it's all paperwork or fake or not, it's all operated by men.
Not operated, it's manipulated.
Okay, manipulated, operated, whatever word you want to use.
Right.
But the thing is,
you got somebody manipulate you.
Oh, hell no.
All right, that's what I'm saying. So it lets you know the proper actions to take to stop being manipulated. You'll do all the actions to do that.
Here's the thing. All right. Like when I said, when I let someone manipulate me, okay, knowing me, and I'm gonna give you an example of it. Knowing me, I am smart enough to manipulate the system, which is basically what you're saying you're going to do when you declare your sovereignty. You're going to use the rules in place with following the forms and what have you to manipulate the system.
That's the only way they set it up for you to get out and get what's yours.
Let me tell you now. Okay, like I said, I am smart enough to manipulate the system. I know I am because I've done it. I did it when I was in the Air Force.
I mean,
okay, we had these white supremacists, okay, that decided that they were going to treat me a certain way when I was in the Air Force.
Right.
Okay. Understanding the system, I wasn't having it. Right. So what I did was I used the system, their own system,
to work against them.
To work against them. Not only that I worked against them, but I took them down.
And that's what you're doing in this situation when you're claiming your sovereignty.
Okay.
You understand? And but when you claiming your sovereignty only means you standing on your own 2 feet. You understand? I mean, the government never done nothing for me. I remember I broke my arm and my shoulder and I needed help, food stamps and all that. What is $3 going to do for me? You understand? They do things that help you be messed up. Anyway, you can go and do anything, shovel poop, clean windows. It's plenty of things that you can do, even handicap people to apply themselves to get it. You understand? Getting it starts from within yourself.
Of course.
Okay? So anytime you're dealing with anybody that's depending on, they need the system. That's why it's put in place, maybe. That may work for them. That's good for them. But it's not good for everybody. Because right now...
See, here's the thing. All right? And Dr. Clark teaches us, if it's not an instrument of our people's liberation, it's useless. Okay? So as an individual, you declare your sovereignty. Where does it lead our people, our community? Okay? Unless everybody gets together and declares their sovereignty, which is not going to happen. Okay.
Because sovereignty starts with an individual.
It starts with the individual. It starts with the individual. controlling the system starts with the individual. The family starts with the individual unit.
But they catching you at the birth.
They catch you. I understand that. Okay, but like I said, if it's not an instrument of our people's liberation, it is useless. And declaring your sovereignty as an individual does nothing to affect the overall community. Now, here's the thing. Being a student of Sun Tzu's Art of War, what I understand about the system, Sun Tzu said, take the entity or take the empire as a whole from the inside out. This is some of the mistakes that, for instance, just to give you
that's what they did
a
to
big
us.
mistake. Right, that's what they did to us.
Doing.
There was a big
Still
mistake when America went into Iraq and destroyed the Iraqi army, because what they should have did was capture the army whole, okay, and control the entity from that standpoint. That is what we have to do. See, this is, you seen the spook who sat by the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, he infiltrated their system, okay, and this is what this is what the students of the Art of War understand. You must infiltrate the system. And America is really morally bankrupt. It is
morally, it's bankrupt. Trillions of dollars, and some of that money is mine.
Some of that money is yours. But here's the thing: they ain't gonna let you get that money. Okay, but let me finish my point here. America is morally bankrupt. It is socially bankrupt. Okay, it is in a position. Wait a minute.
Hold up. I gotta tell you this.
Okay.
What does everybody have in common in this whole world?
Okay, what does everybody have in common in this whole world?
Everybody, color, black, white, Chinese, Spanish, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, that's a lurly question.
Do you know?
Obviously, what?
You can say what you think it is.
What everybody has in common is the desire to fulfill their life.
No. Everybody in this world has credit.
Everybody has credit.
Right. Or need it.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
And that's what the government works on.
Okay.
It don't matter what you say.
What you're saying.
Everything that you get costs this for the root money.
I understand what you're saying on that.
And they don't give us blacks this money because they don't want us to move up.
Of course
so we'll never have credit.
Okay.
You understand? You have to take your credit. And taking your credit starts with the SQV trust. That money that they gave you from birth. That's owed to you.
Okay, that money may be owed to you, but like I said, what you have to remember is the entity and the people that you are dealing with.
It's bankrupt.
You are dealing with global white supremacy.
Right.
Okay. And wait a minute. Global white supremacy is in no way ever going to allow. Look, here's the thing. This is why you have to take power. And I agree with that.
The only way you take it is through this paperwork. This black and white paperwork that they put down. The treaties are put in place for that.
Like I said,
this is deeper than just an argument. This is fact. I'm talking treaty. Fact.
Okay, treaty. Okay, let's deal with the treaty. But before we go there, let me finish my point.
Okay.
Like I said, America is morally, socially bankrupt. Okay.
And they borrow from us.
Wait.
Land.
Don't misunderstand when I say morally, socially bankrupt. I'm not talking monetarily. Okay, because they can print their own money. And that's backed by their military. So they're whatever monetary bankruptcy. Hold on. Whatever money they print is backed by their military. Okay. That is the strength of the money. That's what makes their money good. It's their military. That's it. They have the baddest military, bar none. Okay. So, but what I'm saying is, from the inside, they are morally, socially bankrupt. Okay. They are so arrogant that they cannot see the fissure in the structure that is their society. This is what makes them vulnerable, and this is puts us as a people, if we wise up. No, not at risk. That puts us in a position to take this empire from the inside out. But as long as we don't participate in the system, how do you do that?
No, I was saying, how do you want to take a empire that's about to go under anyway? If they're
for the same reason,
they're allies.
For the same reason. Listen. No, let me finish. Let me get this. Okay, but let me tell you that question needs to be answered. For the same reason that the Greeks and the Romans wanted to take the Egyptian empire, which when Alexander the Greek, I don't call him the Great, there was nothing great about him. Nothing great about him. Why they wanted to go in? Because they understood what the strength of claiming that empire was, even though it was an empire that had been centuries in decay. It's the same thing here. We understand that taking this empire from the inside out, even though it is an empire morally and socially been in decay and was never morally credible, okay, which is going to bring me to the treaty, taking it from the inside out, operating it from the moral standpoint that is inherent to the black man.
Right.
Okay. We can change the whole structure. Like I always say.
But it's having the knowledge and knowing.
Exactly.
Right.
You can be lucky all the time, but you can be smart. You can't be lucky all the time, but you can be smart.
Right. I mean, when you go in front of them, it's about paperwork and knowledge on what they know. And they drop it in your face and you don't know nothing about it.
Well,
that's most of the time. When you go to court, they say words I don't know what they're talking about because they talk in Latin. Right.
Legalese.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's what
they will put that legalese on your
They
ass.
did that to America. All of us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, it's about, okay, if we don't know what they're talking about, let's find out what they're talking about. And then we can attack it from the inside out, because we understand everything they say now. We ain't missing nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if I put them in a situation where they can't even talk to me, and I don't contract with you, because you got the right to go to Exxon or Sunoco if you want gas. And you have the same right about any type of business in your life. You got the right to choose the creator or the devil. So I mean, where's the problem?
Okay.
You pick what you want. You work on what you want.
Right.
You understand? I don't care what nobody say. They said, Vic, yo, you wasn't gonna do music, you wasn't gonna rap. Here I got a studio.
Right.
I got music press.
I've been kicked off the air 2 times.
Exactly. So you dig what I'm saying? So consequences is consequences. And whatever they may be, it gotta be from something you want them to be from. You know what I'm saying? Not just coming up, like, what are you doing? Get against the car. And then they make their consequences for you. But if they come up and you say, yo, first of all, I want to let you know, I own all rights to this. First of all, we don't even own ourselves. How many books you got?
3.
How did you ever have to copyright them or anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you copyrighted? Did you copyright your own name? Did you just write your name on a piece of paper and sit in it and copyright it and say, I'm me? No? Yeah, what? I don't know.
No.
Oh, no. Okay, nobody in the world usually do that because they don't know that. So you're not even you. You don't even own you.
That's crazy. But
you understand?
Okay, but
that's how deep that is. Your birth certificate. Your birth certificate.
From the sovereign standpoint.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me say this.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, let me say this. All right. When you said about power, okay, and we talked about power before.
Okay.
And here's the thing. All right. Like, we're calling for reparations. Okay. Right now.
How you need money and you rich?
Okay.
You rich already.
We rich already. But I tell you what, I sure as hell don't.
They don't want to give you reparations because if they open that can of worms, they'll go all the way to the SQV trust, which is your birth certificate.
Okay. Here's the thing about reparations. Here's the thing about. Sure. That's what you was there for.
Right.
This is, you need to be in on this stuff. We'll go back and forth for a long time. That's what.
That will make me lose my thought.
Go ahead.
As black people.
Oh, come up to the mic, bro. Come up to the mic.
What has me baffled is why we keep on crying reparations.
Okay.
40,
I'm with you on that, actually, but go ahead.
40 acres and a mule. I want that.
Okay.
That's what's being said.
Yeah, talk to the mic, bro.
How can we get that? What do you have to say about that?
Okay, here's my stance on reparations. I absolutely agree that we deserve reparations. Okay, whatever it is, 40 acres in the mule, what is the interest on 40 acres in the mule? Whatever it is, we deserve it. Okay, but here's my thing. I'm going to look at it from the people that we are demanding reparations from. I'm going to look at it from their standpoint. Okay, I don't care how I enslaved you. I don't care how slimy I treated you. I don't care how much injustice I put on you. I don't care how much oppression I put on you. There is no way in hell that I'm going to finance you to take the power that I took from you. There's no way in hell that I'm going to finance you to come up to the level where you can challenge my station, my position in the society. Okay, so to me, as far as demanding our reparations, it would be great if we get them, but I never see that happening.
and neither do I. I also wanted to expound on something that y'all said earlier, as far as manipulation. For a state or a government official to say he or she is trying to manipulate the system. How is that possible when the system doesn't exist? It's all master manipulation.
Okay.
It's not real. So how am I? What am I manipulating?
Explain that when you say the system doesn't exist.
Because nothing is. Because nothing is real.
So it's real that we sitting here. So explain that when you say.
Well, what I mean by that is, we're going back to the all caps.
Okay.
That's the straw man. It starts with the straw, and the straw does not exist. It's a puppet.
Okay.
So how are you responsible for that puppet?
So okay, so if I go in court and I seen this happen to a brother, okay, he went in court and whatever the charge was, he said, okay, this is not me. This is a straw man. I am the corporation representing this. And the judge said, okay, well, if you're the corporation representing this, or you're the representation of this, okay, you being that representation, I'm sending the representation's ass to jail. Now, what did he do in that situation? See, here's the thing, and this is the reason I look at this. For one thing, what I understand is that we are already targets of this society. We are targets of this society, okay? And what I think, and one of the reasons that I oppose this, is what I think declaring your sovereignty does is make that bullseye bigger on our back. Because
a bullseye.
Yeah, but when the bullseye is bigger, it makes it easier for even those that do not have the skill to hit that target.
I feel what you're saying when you say it makes it bigger.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily make it bigger.
Okay.
But now the eye there, it's on you.
It's on you. Yeah.
So I
mean, what we do right here makes the target bigger on our back.
So
my family been under surveillance since the 1920s. Okay,
right. I mean,
I'm doing nothing to lessen that.
That's their job. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
That's their job. Now, okay.
So I'm going to answer your question. I just like you. I knew somebody in that same situation. So this person, each time they went before a judge, they always accepted a plea.
Okay.
For whatever reason, scared. You know, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I understand that.
So one particular occasion, he made up his mind not to take a plea and said, I want to go before the judge.
Okay.
So he goes before the judge. The judge tells him, why won't you accept his plea? And he says, well, I don't accept this plea because I can't do probation.
Okay.
I have a track record to prove it. Why do y'all keep trying to run me through this ringer? Because it's back and forth. It's repetitive, it's redundant, and what's the purpose? We know what the purpose is.
Okay.
To keep us in the system.
Keep us in the system.
Down, oppressed, and all that. Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. So the judge told him he wasn't going to give him probation.
Okay.
So he agreed to sign the plea agreement.
Okay.
He signed the plea agreement in all capital letters.
Okay.
The bailiff took the plea back to the judge. The judge looked at the plea and refused to accept it.
Okay.
Every other time he signed it,
and yeah,
uppercase
lowercase,
and everything else lowercase.
Right. He did
it was accepted.
Okay. So when the judge refused to accept it, then what was the next course of action for the judge?
Because the next course of action for the judge was, I can't accept this plea.
Okay. So did my man get to go home?
And the courtroom got quiet. So the judge is rambling to figure out what he can do next. So he resolved to get a verbal contract. Do you admit being the person that you put on that plea?
Okay.
So the guy that was receiving the plea got what the judge what he asked the judge for, no probation.
Okay.
So he didn't want to play too much.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to play the tennis game.
Right. The back and forth.
Because we're in the court.
Right.
That's what it's about, going back and forth, playing tennis. It's your turn.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he took the plea. But what he could have said when he said, do you acknowledge being the person on this plea, was, no, I do not acknowledge that. Okay.
He could have said that.
He could have. Maybe he should have. Because he is the beneficiary for the fiction. The representative and the beneficiary for the fiction.
Okay.
What I mean by that is some things you can't divulge. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I will. The beneficiary, the representative beneficiary for the fiction, somebody's guilty of foul play. I'll say it in those terms.
Okay.
And we can talk about that at a later date.
Okay.
But yeah, and it's very serious. Yeah, somebody's guilty of treason.
Okay, that's pretty deep.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep. Okay. And you know, we are really this has been a really heavy discussion, which I'm going to tell you, we're going to continue on. We're going to continue on next week and what have you. But I want to run something by you because I got to get some. I got to pay for the show right now. That's what I got to do.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I got WHGE 95.3 FM.
That person.
Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let me start. What? Move your phone because I want to see what they think about this right here.
You know what it is, Open Eye Radio. Good looking out, good tuning in. And that's what it is. I appreciate y'all. Yo, tune in next Saturday. Yeah, yo. He said we ain't done yet. We got about 5 more minutes.
We got it. Yeah, we on Facebook Live. Okay. So you know, I might do something you want to hold. Okay. So
We don't really come.
Now I want to tell you something on Facebook Live. Okay, the debate between Nsoromma and I may have seemed contentious and heated and this, that, and the other.
But this is my homie, you heard?
My brother. Okay? Don't get that.
I don't care.
Don't get that mix. All right. Okay. Yeah,
I learned so much from this brother. And you. Listen, that's what it's a learning process. Yeah, I'm gonna be in business. You understand? Because I'm getting like, and I'm like a recorder. Oh my God.
WHGE 95.3, the Open Eye. Now I want to run this by, and I want you to think about this, you know, because you know I bring receipts, I do my research and what have you. Now we got to talk about, and not today, unfortunately, but we're going to talk about the treaties and other aspects that involve, you know,
sovereignty.
The sovereignty.
Yeah,
okay. And one of the things that I looked up was the history of sovereignty. The concept of sovereign citizen originated in 1971 in the Posse Comitatus movement as a teaching of Christian identity minister William P. Gale, who was a white supremacist. And his thing was he did not want to adhere to the 14th Amendment, which made Black people citizens. Okay, so I want you to, you know, think about that.
Even right now, even the people living in the United States aren't citizens. That birth certificate takes the citizenship away from you. Period. Anytime any American that has a birth certificate is really not even considered a citizen.
According to the Constitution.
Like I said, well, that's where that comes in with the 14th Amendment.
We're not even human beings.
Right.
That's kind of crazy. Okay, but let me see. Oh no, that's not where's my rant? Oh, okay, here it is. Okay, I'm gonna get with my rant. All right, and we're gonna close it on out. Okay. Like I was saying about, you know, America being bankrupt. Let me tell you something. America is a third world country. Don't get that mixed. It is unhealthy, poverty-stricken, dangerous, crime-ridden, oppressive, and excessively corrupt. Damn, America is a third world country. Why? Because the greedy rich and stupid ignorant racists that keep them in power holds the country back. Lack of investment in infrastructure and societal improvements. Greedy, ultra-corrupt corporatists and corrupt politicians hoard wealth they don't even spend and keep the populace in debt and in poverty. Feed the populace poison and then deny health care. Instead, what they do is they manage the poison with addictive drugs that eventually kill you. Make every effort to destroy the environment. This is what they do. The air is not good to breathe. The water is not safe to drink. And it's not safe to walk the streets. But as long as these dumb asses feel they are better off than someone they see as the other, it's acceptable. LBJ, Lyndon Johnson, was right when he said, these people don't care if they have substandard education, poor health care, raggedy infrastructure, or shoddy homes, as long as they have someone to look down on. Idiots. And as I always tell you, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you, and don't treat those as a priority who treat you as an option.
Yaga.
I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma, and featuring Mr. Brother Bay, WHGE 95.3 FM. Thank y'all for tuning in.
The Open Eye.
Yaga.
Peace and love.
All right. Buff Dream. Yeah. Yo, we had 40 people. Damn. Damn, we have more than that, Pat. Damn, look. Damn. They tuned in today. I heard that. Yo, what's good? It's your boy. Yo, good looking at y'all tuning in. You know what I mean? Yo, open up. You want to dig in your brain. You got a question. You want to know some history. You want to find out something. Give us the topic you want to find out about. Call in. Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? And we'll try to find out and get that information to you. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Nsoromma in the building. Mr. Patrice. Yeah, that's what it is.
Third eye out top right there.
Yo, Art, what's up? Yo, I'll probably swing through after the radio station.
All right, thank you for joining us on Open Eye.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Black guy. What's
Yo,
up?
yo, here. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
All right, brother. Hey, you welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
All right.